Hello, this is Steve Melendrez. I have to do this little introduction every time because not everybody looks at my videos. So I was a sculptor, model maker, illustrator, designer, and it goes on and on and on for the Natural History Museum in Los Angeles, and did a lot of different things. I did a lot of things. If you see some of the other videos, you would know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to do the Hyperloop. I know it's not called that, but I call it the Hyperloop of the Iguanadon in a previous video. So this would be Dinosaur Iguanadon Part 2, and this is going to be the detail. And the other one was in normal time, but of course it just takes so long to do a painting. I just couldn't even do it in Hyperloop, and I wanted to explain the process more in real time. And so this is going to go on the tail part, but kind of doing it in a hyperspeed, but kind of give you an idea of how I would do this. Now, even though I've detailed things up and it's still not finished, and it's probably about 80% finished. Now, if I finish the tail, it'll probably be maybe closer to 90, but I will still go back in there and look for little tiny things, things that no one will ever see except for me. I will emphasize highlights and small little details that the only way you can see them is looking under a magnifying glass. So just a small introduction. Okay, so this is my Iguanadon for my students, and showing different versions, one with a tail dragger and one for balance. Now, the first one, this is going to be part 2 of the detail, and if you remember, it was pretty much all brown. The tail wasn't completely finished. Most of this area wasn't finished. The back hind leg was just blocked out in Payne's gray and kind of went into that. And you can see there's some touches of green to give it a lizard feel color wise. Some reflection light. There's definitely blue reflection light down in here. We went into a close-up of the feet, did some little extra things here and there, went and blended a few things out, and went into the face somewhat. And let's see if I can, okay, maybe right about there. And now this is stuff that it's for me. Now, I don't know if it's going to show up. If you have a TV, it'll look better on TV. But this is stuff that's, like I said, only for me. I mean, this is very small. But if you were to see right in the eye, in the very bottom, there's actually a green tint. So, like, nobody would see that unless you had a magnifying glass when you're looking at my dinosaur. Now, this is what I would call the body at this point right here. About 80–90%. I'm still going to go back in and detail and work things, but like I said, I couldn't do this in a Hyperloop. There's some more of that, and I'll probably pull out some highlights down here in the belly and maybe emphasize some lights and darks in the muscle structure here and maybe in there. But again, stuff for only me. I pulled out a couple of little protuberances, I guess is what would call them. It's like little things popping out of the skin, and I might add a few more into the chest area. But I'm going to finish this part in a I know it's called hyperlapse, but I like to say Hyperloop because there's a lot of definitions for Hyperloop, not just Elon tunnel. So I like to say Hyperloop. So I'm going to switch to the Hyperloop.